considered what it is that makes you a living being so unique? Is it something to do with your mental abilities, or is it due to your abilities or your physical appearance? Aha! Our DNA creates genetic diversity. The genetic code or the blueprint of life is two DNA related notions that you've undoubtedly heard about. It is a double helix structure that carries biological information and is found nearly in all living creatures. Although we are aware of the double helix structure of DNA, we cannot see it with our naked eyes. Or, are we capable of doing so? Consider DNA extraction, which is a multi-step procedure for extracting and purifying genetic material from cells. We'll make our own DNA extraction kit out of household chemicals and use it to extract and yield DNA from biological and plant materials in this experiment. We must first, however, put on our personal protective equipment, which consists of lab gown, mask, goggles, and gloves. Are you all set? Then let's have a look at DNA. For the biological sample saliva, after 1 minute, the solution is slightly hazy and bubbly. There had been no significant changes to the solution. After 30 minutes, the color of the sample lightened. Small particles can be seen on the bottom if you were to look closely. After 2 hours, the solution became much clearer compared to how it was during the 30-minute mark. Particles subsided, however, there was no clumping of DNA molecules. Also, particles are only visible if you look closely at the sample. For the onion sample, after 1 minute, the solution appears hazy with yellowish tint. The bubbles from the liquid soap solution are evident. After 30 minutes, the solution became less hazy with a lighter yellowish tint. 2 layers can be distinguished on the solution, one that consists of the precipitate and one that encompasses the stringy white stuff that bubbles on top of the solution, to which is the DNA. After 2 hours, the solution is slightly hazy, but the yellowish tint has toned down. The DNA strands are evident by looking closely at the solution. However, the DNA's ladder structure can be hardly seen even from looking at it up close because there was no clumping that occurred. For the banana sample after 1 minute, no visible changes in the sample, no change in color, and no movement seen. After 30 minutes, there is a change in color of the sample. It became lighter. After 2 hours, there is a visible layer of colors in the sample. The upper portion is lighter than the lower portion, and I believe that the upper portion contains the DNA but is only not visible. I also noticed some movements of molecules going upward. For the papaya sample, after 1 minute, white particles, particularly bubbles, can be seen. The solution appears to be lime in color. After 30 minutes, the bubbles are slightly fading and the color becomes lighter. Accumulation of white particles are seen on top. After 2 hours, the solution becomes clearer than it is during the 30-minute mark observation. Minute amount of white particles can be seen too. For the tomato sample, after 1 minute, there had been no significant changes to the solution, only bubbles could be seen at the top. After 3 minutes, 2 layers had formed separating the precipitate from the ostensibly DNA layer. The DNA molecules, on the other hand, were more difficult to see and did not clump. After 2 hours, only the layers remained visible. However, I believe there is still DNA present despite in small amounts. Because no alcohol was used in the experiment, the DNA molecules did not adequately clump, leading them to be less visible in the naked eye. DNA extraction is a routine procedure for isolating DNA from a cell's nucleus. We did an experiment in which we extracted DNA from saliva, onion, banana, tomato, and papaya. Model 2 was given to us with simply the addition of liquid washing solution, salt, and pineapple juice. Due to the absence of alcohol in the samples, the DNA molecules did not cluster properly, making them less visible. Particles in the biological sample saliva have dissipated to the point that just a few may be observed. A visible layer of colors separates the precipitate from the presumably DNA layer for the plant materials, onion, banana, tomato, and papaya.